Hi, good day everyone. We're back.
Yes, welcome back to our channel
Ideas.
Ideas.
We'll be sharing to you ideas from the topic human person and the society.
Okay, that is in introduction to the philosophy of the human person.
Yeah, but before we could move further, we'd like to greet you a pleasant day. We hope that you're fine and happy. And you could see that we are in a new environment today. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What does it
Yeah.
mean to be in a new environment?
We are joining the society.
Yes, exactly. So they say it's not enough that you live in a digital society. You also have to join the digital citizenship.
Okay, so I think this introduction ay kasama po yan sa ating mga pag-uusapan lessons ngayong araw na ito.
Yeah. So first, our task is, in our discussion this afternoon, pag-uusapan natin yung mga iba't ibang type of societies we have identified, that they've identified until our recent time. And then we'll look at the qualities that they have. We'll also try to focus on the difference between digital society and digital citizenship. A while ago I used the word citizenship. And we will also look at how this digital world affect us in our life. How does this affect being in this kind of situation where everything is done virtually? Almost everything is done virtually.
Yes.
Yes. So there's a sense of plasticity all over. Social media has gained the heart of many. So it has become the most popular way to share opinion and even to connect with loved ones.
It seems na hindi mapipigilan talaga yung pag-evolve ng society. But I think bago natin pagpatuloy, this is a question, nga para pang isipin lang natin. Are we the one changing the society or the society is changing us?
It could be two ways. At times, we could be the one changing it. Or, siguro pag matagal ka sa isang society, ay pwedeng kasama ng mga kasama mong matagal na din dyan, ay kayo ang nagbabago ng society. Pero pag ikaw ang bago, marahil ikaw ang mababago ng society na pupuntahan mo.
So, yun siguro mga tinatawag na trend setter o mga influencer or kung ano man yung pagkakatawag. But yes, na-influensyahan ta in some ways and na-influensyahan din tayo in many ways also. So give and take, that is why we cannot go away with human person in society or in society.
So they say, and we've noticed also that human beings, we as human beings just cannot survive on our own. We tend to create a group where we find a group where we feel we belong. And they say that kind of characteristic of humans is political, is being political, is being a political animal. What does it mean to be a political animal?
Wow. So first yung na-mention nyo na we cannot somehow live alone or without others. So it's a proof na yung tao ay is a social being. That is why mayroong mga social groups, mayroong mga Facebook. If we cannot socialize physically or face to face, mayroong mga options ngayon na virtual.
Yeah.
But yung concept o yung idea na man is a social, political, what is that?
Political animal.
Political animal. So it tends that human beings really organize
Mhm.
o ina-arrange ng tao yung kung saan siya nabilong.
Mhm. And they say to have a political nature would mean, as you said, gumagawa tayo ng grupo, nakikisali tayo dun sa grupo na existing, or our own family, that's already our group, our children, that's our group. And another characteristic of a political animal ay you have the tendency to fix problems within the society. So I think politicians know this really well. If they run for a certain position, they might as well remember that whenever they are in that field, they have the responsibility to fix problems in the society. So that's how it is to be political in nature.
So, si Aristotle pala yung nagsabi noon.
Yes.
Dati. And until now, we are, ano tawag dyan, ina-adapt or pina-practice or pinag-patronize natin si Aristotle. We cannot go away with politics. No? Tama ba?
Yeah.
Kasi kahit saan ka pupunta, ang tao ay dumadami. And habang dumadami yung tao, nagiging magulo, nagiging maraming basura, maraming pangangailangan. And then, anong gagawin ng tao? They will just arrange themselves or make policies and build politics.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's true. So that's
Pero,
one responsibility of being political.
Pero, naayos ba ng politics yung yung society?
Had they known that the meaning of being political, they could have embraced the idea. Siguro naman, they will try their best. And if there are some who understood it already and they have a plan in mind, maybe they're working. Kaya lang, their tendency is to work differently. So, walang unity. Iba-ibang proyekto, iba-ibang konsepto. So, hindi pa rin magagawa.
So, basically pala sana, pag sinabi natin na yung human being is a political animal, yun sana yung tendensya, no?
To
fix and then mag-aayos. Same with animals. Yung mga hayop, yung mga aso, yung mga fox, or yung mga hayop sa ating mundo na they just arrange themselves. They just organize themselves without, what can I say, without human beings na nag-guide sa kanila. So it's their nature.
That's true.
But on the other hand, yung nature ng tao parang kakaiba. Political animal pero mayroong kakaibang animalistic behavior.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's really true. So all throughout this topic, we'll be talking about society.
Okay.
Yes. And why politics, I think, is a must. If we mean politics, political tendencies or nature would mean you have the ability or you have the innate ability to fix things, then it's good that we also understand the societies where we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Starting from a long time ago, we might as well look at the kind of societies in the past. So we have the tribal society. Taking the name itself, what is a tribal society?
So it could mean something na hindi pa uso yung industry sa una. Noon.
Okay. And their leader, what about their leader? Who leads?
So, actually, mayroon pa naman siguro ngayon sa mga isolated areas.
Discussing tribal society. So we think of tribal society as a tribe.
Yes.
And the leader, they call them the chief.
Yes.
Or the leader, the chief, dato. Let's say
Okay.
dato. That's
So
an
it-
example of a tribe.
Or it depends on the tribe kung saan or anong tribe yan. I think may mga iba't ibang silang tawag sa kanilang leader.
But the word tribe itself denotes primitivity. So ibig sabihin, long time ago.
Yes. even though even though the idea is belongs to the past, but there are still tribes na nag-exist.
Ngayon,
Yes,
in the area of Mindoro.
Mindoro or Mindanao or
Mm.
somewhere sa mga ibang bansa. I think hindi mawawala.
So yung sinasabing primitive ay it doesn't connote the time, but it connotes the practice.
Yes.
So now there could still be tribes existing, and they stick with the kind of activity that they have started, or they embrace those practices that long time ago has been passed to them.
Yes, it's
Hindi
it.
nawawala.
That is brilliant idea. No? It's very nice. But since yung idea na ito ay most of I think sociologists or yung mga philosophers, they create this parang pinag-categorize mayroong mga noon, and then nag-evolve, ganito, and then until such time sa ating mga panahon ngayon. So I think yun. But it doesn't mean for me na totally nawawala. But nag-i-improve. We could be, pwede naman tayo na siguro na nasa gitna tayo ng Metro Manila, tapos medyo tribal yung or primitive. Primitive.
We're not trying to, what's that, look into whether it's still existing now, or
Yes.
what we're trying to do is just really discuss the nature of the society
By the way,
mentioned in here.
ano ba yung mga practices ng mga ganon?
They're one, and then they seem to be closed. They have a closed
Okay.
system.
How about
Hindi siya
their-
napapasukan ng iba. Otherwise, they would be in danger.
So, halos may mga ganon pa rin yun,
Yes.
Tribong Ilonggo,
Yeah.
tribong Bicolano.
Yeah, sure.
So they are one in maybe in purpose, protecting each other. How about their lifestyle? Paano sila survive, or paano ba ang kanilang hanap?
Through primitive activities, maybe through hunting, looking for food in the wild. That's the nature of being in a tribe. What else? The kind of language they have is not defined. It's unwritten. So usually they use a kind of language that they themselves alone understand.
So when we look at them sa ngayong panahon, tingnan natin sila, parang they are in the survival time,
Yeah.
But ganun din tayo ngayon.
Yeah, the same is true.
It's to develop.
So,
Okay.
these kind of societies, actually, if you look at it, dito naman everything started from here. So, it evolved over time. So, let's say, it started with a tribal society, and after that, if you look at the sequence in history, it happened like that. Primitival muna, and then after that, when there was enlightening, paunti-unti na babago hanggang sa dumating sa ganitong punto, ganitong panahon.
So they are in hunting and gathering. Yung style lang,
Correct.
simple lang yung pamumuhay. They just hunt sa mga hayop, and then find foods, and then ipunin lang, kakainin, and then the next day ganun din. I think wala masyadong iniisip na mag-build ng mga
Yes.
kung ano-ano.
Wala silang spirit or desire to plant or to what's that, to raise their own food.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
just go out in the field and gather them.
Okay. I don't want to contradict this idea, but I stayed in Mindanao for 1 year, and I witnessed in terms of this group of people na kagaya nun, they just hunt and gather and eat. And then, for example, mayroong nagkasakit sa kanilang a member of their family. Aalis lang yan sa lugar na yan, lilipat. And then doon naman sila mag-hunt and mag-find foods. Tribal.
Tribal. Nomadic.
Nomadic. Okay.
No permanent address.
Pero ngayon marami naman yata yung mga nag-iikot-ikot. Lalo na yung lapit ng Pasko.
Yeah. That's different. Ano yun? Nangangaruling. Yung umiikot. Nanghihingi ng pamasko.
Okay.
So, there, in some sources of the book, they're called hunting and gathering societies. But in other books or resources, they are referred, this kind of society is referred to as a tribal society.
Okay.
And then comes the feudal society. What is a feudal society?
Refers to the economic, political, and social system that
prevailed in Europe.
Okay. Why Europe?
It's just that it started there. Mahilig kasi tayo sa we adapt from something that is pleasing to the ear. Parang we have developed that mentality na pag sa ibang bansa ay ang gandang sundin.
And then maybe they consider themselves as una silang na-develop.
Yes.
So development starts first in those countries in Europe. So ibig sabihin hindi na-develop din. Tayo muna.
But looking at the nature of the society, dito natin nakikita yung mga terminologies like the kings and the queens, the lords. Yes. We have the nobles, the
feudal,
yes, the loyals.
Okay.
That's the system that they have.
Since that during those times, also din yung kingdom against another kingdom, the ransack or the attack, and then kukuhain yung mga nagkakaroon ng mga looting, But I saw some videos in YouTube na mayroon pa rin ganun sa ibang lugar.
Yeah, true. Even sa Pilipinas, sa mga panahon may sakunahan na ginawa dun sa isang area yun. Niransak ang Tacloban, niransak ang isang mall kasi nakikita naman ng tao na hindi na mapapakinabangan dahil basang-basa na.
Survival,
So, that's,
Kagaya ng, how about yung mga pastoral and horticultural, ganun yung mga lifestyle ng tao? Noon.
For the pastoral, I think it's the time when they started, because they came from a hunting society,
okay.
So that time, they realized if their activity will continue, mauubusan ng mga animals that they're hunting.
And then, baka tinatamad na rin na mag-ikot-ikot sila.
Yeah, possibly. And so they've decided that instead of hunting, why don't we raise them? So why don't we gather them and make them as our ari-arian?
Dati hinahunt lang nila yung mga giraffe.
Grabe naman giraffe.
So ganun yung mga oso. Oso, no. It's deer. Usa.
Yes. So that time, for the Pastoral Society, nauso dyan siguro yung nagbe-breed sila. Yung nanganganak, pinapaanak, tas inaalagaan yung babies, and then maybe that the concept of male and female in terms of raising or reproduction of animals ay nagamit nila yung kanilang kaalaman tungkol dyan.
So
that's pastoral
they
society.
learn many things on paano pagparami, pag-iingat o
Mm-hmm.
pag-alaga sa mga hayop. That's pastoral society. After that, mayroon din silang tinatawag na horticultural society. Pag naman to, alaga ng mga
Tanim.
Di ba ngayon ito na uso?
Yes, during the
nasa
pandemic.
horticultural society tayo ngayon.
Kaya lang, netong panahon ng pandemya, iba yung purpose. Just to alleviate the sadness caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And then people started using gardening as a way to make themselves happy.
May bagong variant daw yung...
Huwag na.
Okay.
Huwag na ituloy yun. Okay na tayo dun sa mga ilang variant na daanan na.
And then mayroong mga agrarian societies.
Okay. Ang difference ng horticultural society and agrarian society, what's the difference?
Agrarian siguro nagtatanim na sila.
For horticultural society, hindi ba sila nagtanim?
Nag-aalaga lang.
I think it's the difference is with the kind of tool that they use.
Yes. So dati, simple lang sa horticulture, even doon nagtatanim sila, but yung primitive style o yung
Yes.
masyadong wala pang mga siguro araro or ano tawag yan, o wala pang mga traktura or yung mga medyo
Machineries.
machine na nagpapagaan at saka nagpapadali ng mga trabaho.
But for agrarian, nandyan na yung pumasok yung mga sa ating tawag dyan, kuliklik, mga paubaho, I don't know with the other places how they call them, but these terms pertain to the machines that you use to plow the field.
Kung observan ko at saka i-critic natin, parang ngayon pa lang tayo umuusad sa agrarian. Kasi last February, umuwi tayo ng Iloilo, mayroon ng mga harvester. But before that, 3 years ago o 5 years ago, wala pa mga harvester. Yung palayan, pupuntahan lang yan ng, dati kasi yung palayan, for example, yung 1 hectare na kailangan na i-harvest. Mga ilang tao yan, baka mga 50 persons or individual, na aanyahan mo na i-harvest yung palayan mo. But ngayon, pupunta ka lang sa isang tao na mayroong harvester na tinatawag, pupunta niya yung palayan mo na yan. Pagkahapon, nandyan na yung mga palay mo. Mas madali na sako na. Pero noon ay ilang days pa minsan,
So, hindi naman, sa tingin ko yung farming, yung agrarian society, that would have been a kind of society na dapat inangat muna. Kaya lang, ang nangyari, para siyang naging stagnant sa ganong system. Lalo na in our country, sa Pilipinas, para siyang naging nandun lang muna. Kasi napabayaan. Why? Looking at the history, the kind of society that people adapted now changed from agrarian. Kasi mahirap sa field mahirap maging farmer
Okay.
They now transitioned into the kind of society ay industrial naman.
Wow.
Ano naman yung industrial? Ito yung gumagawa sila ng machinery na makaka-mass produce. Mass produce not necessarily in the farm, but could be in a building, inside a building, using big machineries. Let's say, for example, nakapunta tayo ng bread factory.
Gardenia.
Instead na kamay ng tao gumagawa ng bread in the house, it's a machine, a huge machine, napakalaki. And then, pag lumabas ang bread, ilang seconds lang, ang dami-dami ng bread.
Wow.
Mass production ang nangyayari.
So, industrialized society.
Yes.
So, ngayon, yun tayo halos ngayon. O medyo mas advanced na ngayon. Pero, have you observed, and I think nakaka-observe din sa ating mga viewers, na maraming mga tao na galing probinsya, pumupunta sa areas where industries are there. And then that is why kung obserba natin sa IPSA or sa Maguya or sa Kawit or Tansa area, so people there are from different provinces and then pumunta dyan. And then so lumilipat din yung tao.
Yeah, I think sumabay yung tao dyan sa sinasabing industrial society. That time, kasi, that was the job. People were paid for their service. That's how they gain income, through the service that they render. That's the industrial society.
Kasi basically yung tao kailangan lang makasurvive. So nag-evolve, lumilipat-lipat to survive. To survive. So after industrial kaya anong mangyayari?
So after industrial, edi ang dami ng mga factories, mass production of bread, of anything that man needs. Mass production. Ganon, bumalik sa ganon. Pumunta naman sila sa society, comes the Post-Industrial Society.
So that, sa madaling salita, parang patapos na yung industrial society. Why they call it Post-Industrial Society?
At it's hudyat siya na the industrial society has reached its limit. Kumbaga, they're satisfied. The man has become satisfied with the kind of machinery that is ongoing. And so after that, they shifted now. Ang dami ng machinery. here comes now the Post-Industrial Society marked by a service-based economy.
Yung mga BPO.
Service-based, yes. Or instead of services, let's say, what do we have? Services. Yeah, yung mga call centers.
Oh, yes.
So we offer, the job that is offered there ay yung service mo. You are paid for the service that you do.
Kasi pumasok ka doon, pero you're not working as yung parang mag-empake or mag-aayos o magkukumpuni or yung may factory, halimbawa ng mga radio or factory ng TV. Wala na, papasok ka lang doon as a person and then you just talk. So you offer your service but not it's different kind of service.
Here, we'll try to
Information society.
We'll try to use this as our guide. A shift from production of goods to the production of services.
Okay.
The replacement of manual laborers with technical and professional workers. So instead na taong manual ang gagawa, meron na mga makinarya. Technical and professional workers.
So from technical to
Professional workers. Comes the computer engineers, may mga doctors, may mga bankers,
So they are
doon na nauso yung
professionals.
mga professional talaga, yung specialized ka sa field mo, ikaw yung nilalagay doon. And then as the direct production of goods is moved elsewhere, parang napag-iwanan na, so they've set that aside. And then the replacement of practical knowledge with theoretical knowledge, and focusing to the theoretical and ethical implications of new technologies, which help society avoid some of the negative features of introducing new technologies concerning environment and energy. The changing of values and norms which reflects the influence on the society. In an instance, outsourcing of manufactured good changes how members of the society see and treat foreigners and immigrants.
Yes.
Also, those individuals previously occupied in the manufacturing sector find themselves with no clearly defined social role.
So there's a big competition in terms of professions.
Yes. So, naging specialized ang mga trabaho.
Pero ngayon ay bumabalik. Hindi, ano lang to sa akin lang to. Bumabalik sa technical naman kasi yung DepEd nag-offer ng TICPO.
Dala na yun dyan. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, hindi siya nawala. Nandiyan lang siya napag-iwanan and then they are reviving it, binubuhay.
Yan.
Yung mga matagal na naka-stagnant sa kanilang status. Kailangan buhayin. Siguro
I think if we analyze it a little bit deeper, yung society nag-create ng ideas na ito. Yung concept na ganito na kailangan magiging professional ka and then you will have a higher pay compared sa mga yung practical kanina, So there's a shift from practical to theoretical. That is why yung mga boss na hindi nagtatrabaho, nagsasalita-salita lang, they are getting higher salary compared to those people na they're working in real industry. No? So nagkaroon ng ganun, which is parang hindi maganda.
Hayaan na sila kung maganda na yung ginagawa nila o hindi. Basta sa atin, we're just discussing the kind of society.
Okay.
And then the reality, that's the before. And now, this is the now. What kind of society are we now? After the post-industrial comes what kind of society?
So, yan ang tingnan natin sa ating paligid. Tingnan natin sa ating paligid. Anong ginagawa natin ngayon? Nag-order ng pagkain sa bahay na.
Ngayon, gumagawa ng virtual lecture, discussion. We do it in virtual.
So, tawag nito? Paano nila tinatawag ito yung klaseng society ngayon?
Yeah. Digital society.
Digital society. Wow.
And the information age, they say. Let's stick with just the term digital society. So we are in a digital society and you are a digital citizen.
Okay. So yung mga anak, yung mga baby or yung kakapanganak na ngayon or yung mga ipinanganak sa mga panahon na ito, they are natives,
Digital natives.
Okay, digital.
Ano nga ba yung nature ng digital society natin para maging aware tayo kung anong klaseng society meron tayo? First and foremost, there's a boom in terms of the use of the internet. Yun yung una niyang what's that? It's the kind of, that's the nature or the characteristic
Yung paggamit
ng internet. So, a lot of internet providers, dati-rate, PLDT, tsaka yung mga telephone
Globe.
companies. Yes. And then, these days, meron ng...
May digital pa dati.
Yeah. Meron na ngayong mga bago. Ano nga yung bago?
Hindi ko nga alam, napakaraming pangalan.
Converge. Ano
But
ba nga yun?
yes, may mga dito or mga...
Yeah, dito.
Yes, they are telecommunications provider, which is nagpo-provided sila. So, talagang nag-evolve, nagbumabago. And I'm wondering, parang masyadong nauna yung tanong ko. I'm wondering, ano kayang after nito? Anong klaseng society?
Tingnan natin yung nature muna para matubok natin yung after effect nito. So, digital world, pagko-communicate, we do it virtually, ibig sabihin, using the social media, and then classes are also done online. Yes, and even communicating with loved ones are also done. Yes, online, and jobs as well are done online.
So, hindi ba
Puro online.
balang araw magiging machine na rin tayo or
Parang yan ang pupuntahan. And so you asked a while ago, ano yung effect ng digital society?
ano kayang so para sa mga bata or sa mga nasa bahay na lang, less face to face, less contact, and I think yung mga values hindi ba na umiiba din?
For me looking at it in a positive side, let's have the positive bago the negative. Looking at it positively sa mga bata, since they don't have to travel and go to the classroom, to go to the schools, for the parents, for me I look at it as a time when children are safely kept inside their houses.
Wow.
Yes.
It's nice.
And then instead of sana they become stagnant or they become stationary sa bahay, mas naging active sila. Bakit? Mahaba yung panahon na libre sila eh. So nakakapaglaro sila. Kaya lang, since nasa digital society tayo, yung laro naman na nila, yung sabotage. Why? Instead of playing outdoor, anong ginagawa ng ibang bata? Nagsi-cellphone.
So playing, it's because they are digital.
Yes. Yeah, yun ang problema. Kasi doon na din yung the kind of play that they have is now changed. Sana if they stick with the patintero, takbuhan, tagu-taguan, we could be able to create a really ideal and healthy citizen. Yun sana. Ano pa, yung epekto, less yung gastos ng parents, and then in terms of opportunities, mas wider ang opportunities ng bata. Bakit? They can get certificates that they've graduated from schools that in face-to-face situation, they cannot reach, parents cannot reach. This time, at the tip of your finger, you can enroll your kid in schools from other countries. The possibility is wider and it's endless. So maraming positive. But looking at the negative, mas nakakatakot yung negative actually. Because aliens could now penetrate your houses. How? Is that literal?
Aliens.
Can you explain?
Okay.
How could aliens penetrate the houses through digital?
Wow.
The use of gadgets. How is that possible?
Before, there are group of people like moralists, they called the television as a idiot box. But now, iba na eh. Mayroon ng mga cellphone, computer, which is mas highly improved yung mga lumalabas dyan at saka mga pinapalabas at saka yung mga kini-create ng mga developers or creators para magpailabas dyan, and then just to invade your children, your family, or any one of you through those maybe videos or anything na kayang i-browse, search, ng mga bata o magulang if without filter. So,
And then I think the DepEd has made a move instead of doing the modular, they also have the broadcast system, the TV and the radio to broadcast the lessons. And that makes a good alibi for children to use the television. So the now, the before called the idiot box is no longer idiot at all. It is a good tool to learn. O, diba? Sumasabay sa changes. That's what you call turning the negative into something something useful.
So, kailangan alam natin na we are the people and we are rational being and we should know how to use it. And we should not allow those gadgets or those digital society na parang gagamitin niya tayo.
And then I noticed sana mas madali sa parents yung nasa digital age tayo, digital society tayo. But the way we look at it and we all experience it as parents, mas mahirap yung ganitong sitwasyon. Bakit? Yung anak mo ay mga bata hindi nakokontrol sa paggamit ng gadget. And then, yung mga ginagawa ng mga modules, kahirap-hirap, hindi naman kaya ng bata gawin mag-isa. Kailangan ng magulang. Kahit ang magulang, na kunyari gaya ko, teacher, hindi ko alam kung ano ang isasagot ng bata.
Alisin na lang kayong module na yan.
Meron namang, merong sagot dun sa dulo, pinadali nga ni teacher, pero hindi naman lahat may sagot. Tsaka, in terms of quality talaga, yung module, sorry to say nasa DepEd tayo, but reality is, hindi siya quality. So, had it been that these modules are done in such a manner that it's easy for the kids, children, and the parents, this could have been a blessing to, this could have made things easier, for the parents, for the children, for the teachers themselves.
So, parang medyo complicated pa yung design ng module.
I think, that's, if I connected, that's the weakest link these days, the making of the module and the materials that is received by the parents and the children.
But I think medyo maintindihan natin yan ngayon since yung pag-prepare ng module ay medyo biglaan nagkaroon ng pandemic. So hindi na pag-aralan ng yung ganong sitwasyon or yung paano atakihin yung ganon.
Yeah, granted, para sa atin, it was sudden, but I believe looking at some people who have known it and who have an idea of what's supposed to happen, they could have prepared for it.
Yes.
And you will wonder, like this kind of module, quality, yung ganitong quality, hindi naman to ginagawa ng madali yan. Ibig sabihin, ginawa to ng matagal na, napaghadaan. Kaya lang, sa tingin ko, ay hindi sapat yung paghanda.
Ganito kasi yun eh. Pinag-usapan natin yung digital society. Pero yung ating module hindi digital.
Kung lahat sana digital na,
digital na lang yung
nababrowse.
Anyway, ganun yung mga, we are very fast in adapting ideas and concepts and then may mga pangalan na ganito. Pero we're not considering yung real na pangyayari or sitwasyon natin. So I think that's one of the problem na sometimes government or Department of Education keep pushing something na hindi pala handa o hindi ready. Kumbaga, tinuturuan mo yung bata na mag-araro pero wala ka namang kalabaw, wala ka namang araro or wala ka namang lupa ng araruhin. So, it makes things more complicated.
More difficult. And then, the way I look at it, parang ang goal lang is during this pandemic ay maitawid.
Yes,
But the way I look at it, it should be attacked in such a manner na pwedeng mangyari ito ulit. Paano? For one, the location of this place ay meron tayong mga bulkan. Diba? Meron tayong bagyo. Pinabagyo yung Pilipinas. Merong lindol. Sa mga time ng sakuna, talaga naapektuhan yung schedule ng mga bata, ng teacher, ay hindi mo maiwasan. Yung mga building ay medyo luma na ng kaunti. And then, you just could not let the learners go to school and learn. So, the way DepEd should look at it, it should be a continuous process. Hindi siya yung ibalik sa dati. So, it should be something continuous. When in fact, I believe this modular system and home-based learning will stay long.
Okay.
It will stay long. It will be one of the options that parents will choose from
So, I think,
in choosing the kind of education, mode of education that they will have for their children.
so I think yung pinaka maganda, since digital society yung pinag-usapan natin,
Mhm.
why don't we let computers and robots or yung artificial intelligence, yung AI
Mhm.
na magturo.
Work for us, that's not realistic naman. How would you like that your teacher is a robot? Good morning. Please press 5. Ganun na lang. Ganun na lang.
But actually, they are interactive nowadays, ano.
Mhm.
Kagaya mag-search ka sa internet, yung sa Google, you
Mhm.
can just press the microphone and then magsasalita, and then i-search niya para sa'yo. And then, ganun ka-advance yung ating society.
Who knows, there could be, kasi sa atin yung entry dito, it ends on digital society. Who knows, there's a post-digital society. So, yun yung sinasabi mong robot na nagtuturo.
And-
Baka it could happen in the future.
Kasi industries nowadays,
Mm.
they are shifting to that kind of practice
Mm.
or practices na marami ng mga robots, ano, nag-aayos, nag-arrange. But of course, they were all programmed, guided by human beings,
Mm.
which is, we believe na machines cannot replace human beings, man. But we're just looking at maybe how society evolved and where we are now.
Mhm.
And okay lang bang sabayan yan o kumbaga okay lang kaya nga manatili ka na hindi ka kagaya ng sinasabi nito na digital natives or digital society, and then you're just here in this kind of society.
You would be considered alien by the society.
Alien.
Kailangan i-adapt.
Permitan nyo.
Yes, yun ang lalabas. Yun ang mangyayari sa'yo. So you have to change over time. You keep up with the change, they say. One negative effect though na nakita ko itong digital age, digital society, yung epekto niya ay ang dami na naging fake.
Mm-hmm.
Online, there are fake relationship, there's a fake lifestyle.
Yes,
Why?
yes.
People could just fake the kind of life that they have. They just take picture and then post it on social media. Kita naman natin, no? We make fun of it. When we look at the reality versus what is shown on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Ang ganda-ganda, ang napakaganda ng love story, napakaganda ng bahay. Yung pala, pag tinignan mo, in reality, it's the opposite. So, ang daming peke dyan. You really have to be careful.
Balikan konti yung yung digital citizenship.
Mhm.
So kaya ng mga bata ngayon, hindi na sila tinuturuan kung paano gumamit ng mga Facebook or ng mga cellphone.
Mhm.
Pero yung lula natin,
Mhm.
kahit anong turo natin, hindi pa rin
Mhm.
nila nakukuha. It's because they are not native, they are not
Mhm.
citizen of this era.
Yeah. So, those who understand this era, yung mga natibo, they have the responsibility to teach and educate those who are not. Otherwise, hindi kawawa naman itong mga matanda, hindi nila nasasabayan. Hindi sila maging happy para silang they are here but they are not here actually.
May mga kwento
Mhm.
na isang tao nag-apply sa trabaho noon.
Mhm.
And then, may isa doon sa pinifilapan na kailangan ilagay mo yung iyong email address.
Mhm.
I don't know kung nakalimutan ko kung saan ang galing or saan ko nabasa.
Mhm.
Tapos wala siyang may susulat na email address. Kasi medyo makaluma siya eh.
Mhm.
And then, sa madaling salita, hindi siya natanggap sa trabaho.
Mhm.
And then he strived hard.
Mhm.
And then nagkaroon siya ng sariling business, negosyo, lumaki, lumago.
Mhm.
And then, yung punto doon, yung idea doon ay sabi niya sa mga nag-a-apply ng mga tao sa kanya. Yung kung may email address ako noon, wala akong business kaganito ngayon.
Hindi siya nag-strive. I remember, may ganyan din akong experience. Dati-dati nung dumating ako ng Maynila, nag-apply ako sa isang call center dyan sa Alabang. Ang tinanong lang sa akin, may email address ka na ba?
Hindi pa masyadong uso na ano.
Ang sagot ko, wala ho ma'am, wala akong email address. Ma'am, kasi po pag nag-apply po dito, kailangan may email address. Gumawa ho muna kayo, tapos pag meron na ho kayo, bumalik kayo. Kaya, wala ako dito. Sana kung may email ako noon. Hindi sana ako ganito. Hindi ako, I don't have the chance of discussing this thing.
Hindi ano. Those are different ideas. Last time may nabasa din tayo. Story time. Yung tao na natakot siya mamatay. And then yung kanyang idea ay yung instruction niya pag namatay siya o malapit na sa mamatay. Preserve yung kanyang utak. Naalala mo yun? And then maybe after 20 years, after 50 years, or after 100 years, kung ano na ka-advance yung technology sa mga panahon na yan, kukunin yung kanyang utak and then magpa-function ulit. Parang sa mga movies, mayroong mga gano'n.
Parang nakakatakot yung ganyan idea. Granted, magiging successful yung pagising sa kanya at mabubuhay siya sa panahon na yun. Parang sa tingin ko, hindi niya gugustuhin mabuhay din. Kasi wala na siyang kilala. Lahat ng kanyang mga kaedad, yung kanyang mga mahal sa buhay, ay naglaho na lahat. Yung mga, kung sino man sa family niya nag-i-exist at that present time, I'm sure he will not like it.
So, kailangan niya mag-time travel.
Posible ba yun?
So, napakalayo ng mga imaginations ng mga tao ngayon. But in fact, those are just the results kung anong society tayo ngayon na umiikot, bumabago, or nag-i-evolve. Societies are keep changing. We don't know kung anong mangyayari after 5 years, 10 years. Kung anong mga klaseng sasakyan magkaroon tayo, o anong klaseng mga cellphone, way of communicating each other. But the fact na yung lesson natin ngayon ay ano ngayon? Human person and the society. So, do we have a role?
A lot. A big role to play.
Consumer, producer, whatever,
But you notice, with the transition of societies from tribal until the digital, it's actually the man who shaped it. It's the desire of the man for something more.
Yes.
It's the unending desire of the man. Yung tao hindi kasi nasasatisfy.
Tama.
And then, in order to satisfy that part of the man, they have to create a kind of society. A kind of society evolved over time. O kagaya ngayon, we are riding a car. Parang satisfied na tayo doon. Pero may ibang tao na dahil sobrang traffic sa land, they think of low-flying vehicle. I think that's really possible. Instead of flying high like the airplane, hindi mo na kailangang sobrang taas. Wala nang crash na mangyayari. Dito ka na lang low-flying. How? I don't know how they're gonna do that. Maybe they create cable from Manila until here, and then the car would pass through a cable. I don't know how that's possible.
Even though mayroong mga ganun ngayon, but most of them are still in experimentation or trial and error.
Yes, exactly.
That is why, na-mention natin kanina yung artificial intelligence. Which is, paano pag ihalo nila yung human intelligence at saka yung artificial,
It would always be human should control the AI and not AI controlling the human. The AI controlling the human ay nakakatakot yan. Kasi para ka ng magiging robot niyan. O ano sa tingin mo?
So are we ready to embrace sa ganong changes or development from tribal kanina yung nag-usapan natin? Which is basically, yung tao ay gusto lang yung tao na makasurvive. But since yung tao ay there's no satisfaction and it keeps on nang develop and gusto pa lampasan kung ano yung sa ngayon.
I have a strange idea. I feel that this pandemic, this COVID-19 has set the mind of the people into something higher than digital. Kasi it's the issue of survival how you are trying to combat an enemy that in reality is not somebody else, it's you yourself, because you combat with the idea of anxiety, depression during the pandemic. So that has created in you a tougher self, di ba? And now it seems like those who survive, ang dami talaga namatay during the COVID-19, di ba? Yung pandemya. Those who survived, we are now unknowingly, we are prepared for a future that is post-digital.
Yes,
Some-
post-digital.
Yes.
No. Yes, digital.
Post-digital.
Kasi, post-industrial, after that, digital, and then magkaroon naman ng post-digital. Kung mayroon ding idea na yung tinatawag nila na Revolution 4.0 or industrialization. Basta, fourth revolution, Revolution 4.0. Yun ang AI. Ano.
Ang isang wish ko lang, kahit anumang society ang mag-evolve, I hope and I pray that the norms and the values of human beings should not change.
Yes.
It is something that should be stable. That is why as parents, yun sana yung role natin na stabilize yan. Hindi siya kultura. No, if you make it as a culture, kasi over time nawawala. Nababago.
And
Kasi,
it depends on the culture.
Values, it's eternal. It's something that should be like that forever.
It's not be based on
Yeah.
culture.
Yes.
So halimbawa, yung kultura nyo ay nangangain ng tao. Yung kultura nyo ay yes, very weird.
Culture, not based on culture. Just based on the principle of what is right and wrong.
Yes,
Ethical in
yes,
nature.
yes,
Hindi siya
yes.
dapat nagbabago. Hindi tayo pwedeng patayin, hindi natin pwedeng patayin kapwa natin, hindi tayo pwedeng magmura. Yung mga values na simple. Yung pagmamahal sa magulang, pagmamahal sa
Respeto.
pamilya, yes. Yung
Huwag
ugali
pumatay.
natin, yes, ugali
Magnakaw.
natin na alagaan natin yung nature, hindi nagtatapon ng basura, yung mga ganyan. That's ethical in nature That's our responsibility, ethical responsibility. Yung ibang tao ay dapat hindi natin ginagamit for our personal gain. Yung mga ganyan. Kaya lang, it has been twisted over time. Nababago. Bakit? Naging, sorry to say parang I take it as naging bastos na yung tao. Hindi lapastangan yung values na sana ay karga-karga.
So, hindi ba yan epekto ng pag-evolve ng
Yes.
digital?
That's the point.
Kasi,
Nakakatakot.
have you observed yung mga lumalabas sa TV or sa mga games or yung mga kung ano man na lumalabas sa YouTube, Facebook or sa internet, they are sexually oriented.
Correct.
They are full of bloodshed,
Tama.
patayan, barilan. So it seems that the society were oriented
And
sa ganung napaka-delikado,
Oo.
napaka-pangit.
naalala ko nung kapanahonan pa ng mga bata pa tayo, parang pag nanood ng ganyan, hindi pwede, sa tabu, parang talagang magagalit yung mga matatanda. Ngayon, tingnan mo yung mga bata nanonood, and then if they see fighting or killing na nakikita nila online, parang wala siyang epekto, hindi sila natakot. When in fact, ang nadidinig mo sa mga bata, yung hiyawan, tawanan, parang there's thrill over it. It's something that is no longer scary. Parang nag-evolve sila into animals without feelings.
It's because
Nakaka-
of the statement of Aristotle.
Nakakabawa.
We are political animal.
Political animals.
So, but I think unti-unti natin as a person na nag-aaral, as a human being na nag-aaral, unti-unti natin nawalain sa isip natin at saka sa isip ng ating mga anak or sa mga taong makakasalimuhan natin na we're different from animals and we should not belong to the animal kingdom. We're special, we're different. We should not have the behavior of animals. Pero minsan tama yata yun, no? Ito sa mga mag-boyfriend at saka mag-girlfriend. Yung sabi nila na ano, animal yung minumura mo yung tao tapos sinasabi mo animal ka. Parang tama pala yun if we accept those ideas. But since yung sabi ko, it's not a good idea na i-accept or tanggapin natin yung being an animal or belongs to animal kingdom. It should be different. Thus, yung stratification or yung paggrupo-grupo ng science or ng mga philosophers, scientists, they are just their concepts na gano'n. Which, kung magkaroon ka din ng iyong sariling book, you should not classify human beings na nabelong sa animals. It should be different. Nagiging less value ang tao.
Okay. So, these are the kinds of societies that we have. Isa lang, for me, my final say about this topic. Over time, another kind of society will evolve.
Yeah.
It will come.
Medyo
So,
mahaba ang balikan mo din sa may...
Over time, isa lang. May gusto kong sabihin as an ending, as a summary as a point that I will leave to all of you. Yung kahit anong society ang mag-evolve or mag-create over time, sana ay yung values and ethics ay hindi nawawala. Nagsistay. It does not change. It remains forever. The love for the family, respect for the parents, respect for each other, those things, those simple things. And our meron tayong the love for God.
Yes.
Yes, those things are really basic, but I hope that they will stay no matter what kind of society will come in the future.
Yes. Robot creators, they are really brilliant. Exceptionally brilliant. Bakit? Yung mga robots ngayon ay mayroon ng mga sensor. Pag mainit, bibitawan. Pag malamig, mayroong mga gates na ini-interpret or pinapalabas kung anong temperature. And by color, kumbaga maraming sensor. But I think there's still a puzzle. Mayroon pang kulang. Kahit gaano ka-advance yung robot ngayon, yung pag-create ng kusa, sariling feeling sa robot.
Pinakita ko, merong sa online yung tao bumili ng robot na babae. Sex doll niya. So, these are twisted ideas. Wala nang, pag ganyan naman, population control ang mangyayari, okay naman na din.
Yes.
O kaunti yung mapuproduce. Kaya lang, matitwist naman yung isipan ng tao.
Yes.
Morally twisted.
So, that's a real problem and a real challenge. People are trying to defy na mayroong creator. So, they're trying to create people or person or these machines na parang kagaya ng tao, which is in fact, parang hindi pa. I think God is not allowing it.
True. So, that's it.
Okay.
Anything more you'd like to say?
Yeah. Very important thing. Bago matapos yung lahat-lahat, please like, subscribe,
Yes.
share.
Share. Actually, sharing and clicking subscribe is a way of you appreciating that we made this little effort. And the next time we'll talk about human person and death.
And this is a very exciting
Yes,
topic.
because it is reality. Reality is that all of us will go to that state. We will all die. It's just a matter of who will be the first, second, third, fourth. And that's really reality. That's how we are. We are not created na we're gonna live
Immortal.
on earth forever. Yes.
Okay. So, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Human person and
Society.
society. See you next time. Bye-bye.